Marcus LaShawn Cathy was born August 3rd, 1997 in South Memphis, better known as his stage name, Key Glock. When he was just a toddler, his mother, Tamika Cathy, was sent to prison for 15 years. His father was in and out of his life, so he was basically raised by his grandmother and his aunts. His grandmother would take him to see his mom from time to time during her stint in prison. That also messed up him mentally. At just 18 years old, he was charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault related to a shooting. When he was locked up in juvie, he started playing around with rap, eventually taking it serious. He grew up listening to Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, and 3 6 Mafia. When he started dibbling dabbling in the streets, his older cousin, Young Dolph, took him under the wing. In 2016, he started gaining a buzz in Memphis with his mixtape, Whole Lotta Everything. And then by late 2017, Dolph signed him to Paper Route Empire. His career took off. He released a series of mixtapes and started gaining mainstream success. And then him and Dolph dropped the collaborative mixtape, Dumb and Dumber, that skyrocketed his career because he also went on tour with Dolph. I watched his career blossom personally because Dolph was one of my favorite rappers. So when he introduced Key Glock to the game, I was like, alright, this is dope, this is Little Man. And he had like a similar flow to Dolph. They got their own unique style out there in Memphis. And Dolph had his own flow, his own lane. So when I first heard him, I was like, damn, shorty nice. I fuck with a few of his songs, nigga get flea. I was like, alright, Dolph is up. Then I heard that was his cousin. I'm like, alright, he already good, because Dolph is a good dude. But now that's family. So it just made it even more better. Yellow Tape was his first studio album, followed up by Yellow Tape 2, Glockamon 2, and then Glockavelli. And then also the joint with Dolph they did together. So he got 5 projects under his belt. Yellow Tape and Glockamon 2, both are certified gold. Plus he got a lot of singles and features. His career went actually well. November 17th, 2021, Key Glock life would change forever. Dolph was tragically murdered in Memphis, Tennessee on his way to do a turkey drive. Shit was crazy, man. They ended up catching the dudes. It was a big conspiracy. One of the shooters straight dropped. Him and Key Glock used to be cool, so shit was crazy. And he was in a couple of pictures with Dolph. They were saying it was linked to Yo Gotti, CMG, and Big Jook and all of that shit. It came out in court that Big Jook had something to do with it, but Big Jook ended up being clipped before he could get prosecuted. And then his man, Hernandez Govan, got charged with masterminding the hit. He ended up going to trial and beating the shit. And he home right now talking shit to the PRE niggas. But rest in peace, Young Dolph, man. That was my man. On May 13, 2025, Key Glock shocked the industry and signed a deal with Republican Records. When I first saw that, I was like, damn. Because you know, Dolph always was pushing the independent route. He turned down a $21 million deal for his label on a couple of albums, so he was always pushing the independent route. So when Key Glock signed with Republican Records, that kind of threw me off. But everybody is their own man. Since then, he released his debut album on a major label, Glockavelli. I listened to the project. It was decent. Key Glock is like a baby veteran in the game, because I know Dolph taught him a lot and he was up under his wing. So maybe this is a deal he made that would benefit him that we don't even know. Shout out to Key Glock, man. Good artist. Stay out of the media. His name never come up in no bullshit. And he always putting out music. Bryson LaShawn Potts was born November 1st, 2002 in Memphis, Tennessee, better known as his stage name, NLE Choppa. Angela Potts
His mother had been managing him since the beginning of his career and saw her son's dreams come true in front of her eyes. His breakthrough single, Shotta Flow, reached 10 million views in 1 month. After gaining a buzz, Blueface and Cole Bennett jumped on the remix of the song, and it was certified platinum within months. The song's sequel, Shotta Flow 2, reached 20 million views within 2 months, starting a bidding war between labels. Instead of signing with a major, he decided to go the independent route and signed with United Masters, independent distribution company, while keeping his masters and his publishing. In June 14, 2019, he released the single, Free YoungBoy. The music video achieved over 19 million views, and it was also his first single off his new label, No Love Entertainment, which he launched in partnership with Warner Brothers. On December 20th, 2019, he released his debut extended play titled Cottonwood. The EP was named after the area he grew up in. This kid did it the right way. I guess his mother played a major part in his success as well, because he brokered a major deal for his first deal. He went the independent route. He owned all his masters and his publishing. So all the money from his songs, he'll be receiving. You know, of course, there's a little bit of cut that they got to take out for the distribution and all that. But this kid came in the game the right way. Shout out to his moms, his manager. As of 2025, he is the father of 2 children, a daughter named Clover and a son named Chosen. He's been highly praised of his philanthropy work and was featured in a film called Black Heat, where he spoke about his support for St. Jude. He also has become a vegan, making it a core part of his lifestyle changes to improve his mental health as well as his overall well-being. Herbert Randall Wright III was born October 8th, 1995 in Chicago, Illinois, better known as his stage name, G Herbo. He grew up in the trenches, and him and his close friend Bibby started rapping, trying to figure a way out the hood. The almighty Black P Stone Nation had a stronghold in his neighborhood. So he grew up affiliated with the NLMB, which is originally formed as a merger of No Limit, a renegade faction of the almighty Black P Stone Nation, and Muskegee Boys, a renegade fraction of the Gangsta Disciples. So he grew up with a whole bunch of gang members. Basically, his hood was infested. He started selling crack at an early age, just trying to make ends meet. But he ended up getting into a little bit of trouble and decided something had to give. He watched a lot of his close friends die right in front of his eyes. Him and Bibby gained their first major buzz with their song Kill Shot, which sits at a comfortable 50 million views currently. After that, they just started dropping mixtape after mixtape. Welcome to Faison Land, Herbo's first mixtape, was released in February 2014 in honor of Faison Robinson, one of his close friends that got murdered. By April 2014, Herbo was mingling in the industry. He got on a track with Nicki, and he jumped on Common's album and was selected in the 2014 XXL Show Improved segment. Things was looking bright for the kid. In 2015, Ballin' Like Kobe gained the attention of Cinematic Music Group. After a couple of meetings, he signed a deal with them for an undisclosed amount of millions. After that, it was no turning back. In 2016, he dropped Humble Beast, as well as Strictly For My Fans, and then a follow-up, Welcome to Faison Land 1.5. He was doing his numbers. He had Chicago on the stronghold, and everybody in the industry was fucking with him. His lyrics was solid, and he had a different style. He started fucking with Ari Fletcher for a minute, a model that was gaining buzz in the industry. She was bad, I ain't gonna lie. He had a son with her, but things ain't work out. As of 2020, he was messing with Tania Williams, the stepdaughter of Fabulous. They're actually engaged right now, and she gave birth to their first son in May 2021. As of October 2025, he has a total of 5 studio albums and numerous of mixtapes. A lot of features. He did a joint album with Southside, the producer. Actually 2. Herbo is a solid artist, man. Young guy, but he been in the game for a while. Just recently, he dropped the single Went Legit that just shook the internet. Crazy. Shout out to Herb though. Taurus Tremaine Bartley was born January 6, 1999 in Chicago, Illinois, better known as the stage name Polo G. He grew up in Marshallfield Garden Apartments, located in the Old Town neighborhood on the north side of Chicago. He is the second of 4 children, having an older sister, a younger brother. Trench baby, raps as well. After graduating high school, he was accepted to Lincoln University with a broadcasting major. Polo G was sharp. Even though he grew up in the trenches, his mother stressed the importance of intelligence. His mother didn't like his choice of pursuing his rap career instead of going to college, but she supported him as well. His neighborhood was a headquarters for the Vice Lords, so it was inevitable for him to join the game. His first song ever recorded was titled ODA, which he released on YouTube in 2008, as well as making a SoundCloud account. In 2019, he released Pop Out featuring Lil Tay, and after that, his career took off. The song gained over 2 million views on YouTube, which started a bidding war for Polo G. He eventually signed with Columbia Records. Through the Storm and Die a Legend solidified his spot in the game, as well as gaining my interest. That's when I started listening to him after I heard Through the Storm. I'm like, damn, he a young boy, but he got bars. His shit got meaning to it. That's why I like him. At his age, and he from Chicago, a lot of shit be going on out there, so he got a lot to talk about. I like Polo G as well because he's not an artist that just puts out music from time to time. Since he's been out, he's released 4 studio albums. Die a Legend in 2019, The GOAT in 2020, Hall of Fame in 2021, and Hood Poet in 2024. He was also on a lot of features, and he invested in some real estate with his moms. Young boy, but he's sharp. He also has his own label, ODA, Only Dreamers Archive, with Syracuse-based artist Scory being his first signee. But he's definitely one of the new artists that I like and I listen to, and his body of work speaks for itself. Kentrell Deshawn Gaudlin was born October 20th, 1999 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, better known as his stage name, NBA YoungBoy. As of September 2025, he is currently the biggest rapper in the game. Drake and Kendrick, they're also juggernauts, but he's the leader of the new school. For the last 10 years, he's been on top of the game. The charts, videos, streaming, everything. He put out music consecutively throughout the label beef, baby mama drama, street beef, jail sentences. He's still on top. He grew up in Baton Rouge in a rough neighborhood, and when he was just a toddler, he broke his neck wrestling, an injury that required a head brace until his spine healed. The brace left a permanent scar on his forehead. He was raised by his grandmother because his father caught a 55-year prison bid and his mother really wasn't around. He dropped out of Baton Rouge High School in the 9th grade. And since then, he been thugging. He was in and out of juvie throughout his early teens. But when his grandmother passed away in 2010, he got sent to a group home. But that's where he learned how to throw hands. The other older boys at the group home used to beat him up for no reason. He never understood why, but he just began fighting back. While in the group home, he never lost contact with his friend, OG3, never broke again. They always used to contact each other, or whenever he had a home visit, he would visit. Eventually, OG3 convinced his mom for YoungBoy to move in with him. After that, they start turning it up together in the streets. They also started putting interest in music. They went to Walmart one day and brought a microphone and started recording it in his house. By June 2015, he released his first mixtape, Life Before the Fame, and it followed by a string of mixtapes, including Mind of a Menace, Mind of a Menace 2, and Before I Go. His name started ringing bells, but he didn't hit the mainstream until 2016, early October, when he dropped the mixtape 38 Baby. He had features from fellow Baton Rouge natives, Boosie Badass and Kevin Gates. This solidified his spot in his game, as well as getting acknowledged by the OGs. But with money comes problems. In November 2016, YoungBoy got arrested in Austin, Texas on suspicion of attempted first-degree murder in connection with alleged drive-by shooting. He got out in May 2017 after taking a plea deal and posting bond. A week after leaving prison, he released a single, Untouched. The single put him right back in the spotlight, and in August 2017, he signed a 5-album deal worth $2 million. He never let up though. He just kept releasing music, and by October 7th, 2017, he was on his 8th mixtape. At just 25 years old, NBA YoungBoy is a confirmed father of 10 children with 8 different women. However, there are unconfirmed rumors of additional 2 children with another 2 women that he don't really speak about. He's currently with Jasmine Hayes, the mother of his son. He married her on January 7, 2023, while he was on house arrest. He says he plans to spend the rest of his life with her. He already had his fair share of women, and he thinks she's the one. YoungBoy is one of the hardest rappers in the game. He's known for his consistency and realistic music. He has released over 26 studio albums and EPs and mixtapes since 2015. He has headlined 4 different tours. The AI YoungBoy tour in 2017, Until Death Call My Name tour in 2018, Still Flexin', Still Steppin' in 2020, and Make America Slime Again currently in 2025. His name popped up in the media recently when his concert was canceled in Chicago for numerous reasons. Also, he was trying to buy Dame Dash's stake in Rockefeller for $2 million. Dash ended up fumbling the deal, and an independent buyer brought it for $1 million, and Dash got cut out of the profit. At just 26 years old, this kid has a bright future, man. It was alleged that he signed the $30 million deal with Birdman or Motown. I'm not sure, because first they said Birdman and then they said Motown. But whatever the deal was, it was bigger than what Atlanta Records was trying to offer him. I think they was trying to give him 25 mil or something like that, or 20 mil, but he didn't get his masters. It was a bad deal. So he ended up brokering his own deal, and he's on a successful tour right now. He truly is the leader of the new school and the #1 artist under 30 years old. If y'all like this video, man, click on the screen and check out some of my other videos.